Hey everyone, how are you? It is time to do a reading for Cancer. So if you are a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign, stick around. There might just be a message in this reading to you. As always, please just take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. And I sure appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. And if you appreciate what I do here, help me out. Hit that like button. Link right there. Like, comment, share, subscribe. All that good stuff. Really makes a difference to my channel. And I would love to see my channel continue to grow. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Cancers. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Cancers, always. All right, first card out for you is the Tower. Oh, what are we avoiding? All right, so there is a situation that you know is not good for you and you are avoiding the end. All right, but if you don't end it, I feel like it's not going to end well. All right, we've got the Six of Wands coming in here reversed. We've got the Death card also coming in here reversed. Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups coming in reverse. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, this is a relationship I think that you are dealing with. You know, I think you've been hanging on to it. All right, we've been hanging on to it here, the Death card. We've been hanging on to it by a thread. But the Knight of Cups indicates here that somebody is not really serious about the other. All right. I just feel that, you know, there is this connection that you have with someone. We have the Lovers card coming out here. You know, and, you know, it's really fun. The good parts of the relationship are always fun, right? It's really great when, you know, we hang out, we go to bed, the sex, all of that. Really great. But beyond that, you know, so it's almost like, you know, there's only like this part of the relationship to something that should be much bigger. And I just feel as if, you know, they want their freedom, you know, they'll give you distance, here's space. I see, you know, whoever it is, they give you space when you need space. You know, like when it works, but, you know, for the most part, you know, that's not what you want, right? You know, it's really great to have a relationship, you know, but when we always kind of like leave each other and then we come back together again and then we leave each other, you know, because, I mean, this person isn't serious. If they were serious, they wouldn't be, you know, taking all this space and all this time. And honestly, you know, what I feel, you know, with you, Cancer, is that, you know, when there's so much distance between you and somebody you're trying to hang on to, that you know you probably should let go, but you're avoiding that, you know, because, you know, we got to hang on to it. I don't want to be the one that ends things, right? But there could be potential for someone else. I mean, I got two knights. That's two different people. We have a Knight of Cups, who is, you know, not very serious, and we have a Knight of Wands, you know, so there could also be somebody in your circle who you already know, who you hang out with, you know, while this guy is, you know, distant or not around, who you like, or maybe they like you. Anyway, I think, you know, when it comes to love, because here we are, you know, you are really thinking about love and, you know, what is really good for you. I mean, you know, with this card, all right, we have the Ace of Cups. We see these two birds, you know, kind of symbolize, you know, I want to find somebody who I could really marry. You know, I mean, it's not this Knight of Cups. You can't really marry somebody who doesn't really want to get married. I mean, you want somebody a little bit more serious. You know, and then this Knight of Wands, I mean, this is somebody who just likes to have a good time. I mean, this isn't somebody who you're really going to marry either, right? So I think, you know, for some of you Cancers, if you're single, I think you're really kind of looking at the people that, you know, you are going out with. You know, because if you're aligning with these people who never want to commit, then you're not going to find somebody who commits, right? And I think ideally, you know, you would love to find somebody who you could marry. All right, moving on from there. You know, so I don't think this storyline is going to definitely, you know, kind of, you know, resonate with everyone. But for those of you that do, you know, I just feel as if, you know, it's time for you, time for you to decide what you really want. You know, you really want love, right? You want a good love. You know, then something's got to end, you know. It would have to be like the connections with these people. Because if you're serious about someone, so here's the other thing. All right, if you're really serious about someone and you meet someone, what's going to happen to these guys? Right? Because you're hanging on to them, you know, well, they're still my friends. Well, that's really great. They're still your friends, you know, but this person who's really serious about you, That's great that they're your friends. They're not really my friends. Do they have to be our friends? All right, just because that would be really ideal if we could all be friends together, but, when you're looking at a serious commitment with a relationship, you have to really honor the relationship, and what is good for it, and maybe not all of your friends are good for it. Maybe this guy here who, you just have a good time with, maybe, and you're not really serious, is somebody that maybe you could be friends with. But, an ex-lover, that makes it a little awkward, right? So just watch out for that, right, Cancer? But listen, we do have the Six of Pentacles coming in here, so there's something blocking you from really what it is you want, all right? And I feel like it's you. And it's like I said, if you're going after, these guys that, are just here to have a good time, very lighthearted, not serious, then you're not going to have a serious relationship. Now, I also see the Emperor here come in. This guy's reversed. All right, and I feel like this is a whole separate situation that you may be dealing with. But I'm wondering whether or not you are dealing with someone, and this could be somebody you are involved with. Maybe you're involved with all three people. I don't know. But this is an older figure. This is somebody who has a lot of clout, a lot of authority. They're, like I said, they're like a father figure. I mean, they don't, run the business. They own the business kind of person. Somebody who's got that kind of, emphasis on life and power and control. They have the ability to do things. But when he's upside down, it's not always for the good. The Emperor coming in reverse. I mean, this is somebody who, could be really demanding, very, very short-tempered, hard to please, always got you, doing things, that, hold you back from really being able to enjoy yourself. If that's somebody you're involved with, you may want, that might be, you cutting ties. I just feel like, maybe that is the whole theme of your reading here. Cancer, is you needing to cut ties with these people that don't align with what you want for your future. Because the Ace of Cups is about really loving yourself. It's about what it is you really want, and you doing those things that really, make you feel good. And if you are involved with people, and here's the Six of Wands coming in reverse, it's never going to lead anywhere. Then you've got to kind of look at that and recognize it and say, maybe I've got to look at the people and the company I keep, right? Because that's going to dictate, how the energy is around you. Anyway, lots of food for thought for all of my Cancers out there. And like I said, I know this isn't going to resonate with everyone, but for whoever it is, just, honor yourself, all right? The Ace of Cups is honor yourself. And really think about these people that, may not be the best people for you, and just keep an eye on who it is that you surround yourself with. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Cancer, for the next 7 to 10 days. Please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. Sure appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. And if you appreciate what I do here, help me out. Hit that like button. All right. Until then, be happy, be well, be kind.